Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is find the middle. We're going to just pretend I have some kind of object here, okay? So with your ruler, it should reach pretty much corner to corner. You're going to draw just a very light line in the middle, and then you'll go the other direction, corner to corner. Take your time to get it lined up. And where these lines cross in the middle is your middle. If you have a circular object, though, like this or a flower or something, you might decide you want to put it more in the middle of the circular object versus the middle of your paper. I'm going to do it from the middle of my paper. You're going to draw a little dot. You're doing this in pencil. It will eventually be in marker. I'm doing it in marker so you guys can see it better, okay? First things first, you're going to just draw a random line from the middle out to the edge of your paper. I would recommend doing a line very similar to mine so that as I turn my paper, you are doing it similarly, okay? So I am going to turn this so that my line is horizontal going left to right, okay? Now, your protractor, boys, looks like this, okay? So it kind of looks like a sun. Let me zoom in so you guys can read it better. Okay, that point needs to go kind of right where that vertical line and horizontal line on your compass intersect. And you need to make sure that your line is perfectly on your line, okay? Needs to be really good and lined up. So 360 degrees in a circle divided by 7 was about how much? 51-ish degrees, okay? So I'm going to use my pencil. 51 is an acute angle. So if you go on this side and find 51, you're actually getting like 130-ish, okay? So make sure you are doing an angle less. So 50 is here. I'm going to actually use this little area to make my mark. Let me turn this on and see if that helps. Whoa, look at that. Okay, so 50 to 60, I'm going to just put it just the tiniest bit past 50. Okay, my mark is just right here, tiniest bit past 50. Good to go? Perfect. So, as long as you can see your little mark, you're going to take your ruler, and this will be your first 7th. Okay, so from that middle point, you're going to connect your line. Let me zoom out so you can see my whole paper. Whoa, I really zoomed out. Okay, and then you're going to draw that line out all the way to the edge. Okay? I think I zoomed out too far. There we go. Now, once you've done this, you're just going to repeat this process, okay? The very last 7th will not be the same 51-ish degrees. I think it's actually going to be a tiny bit bigger. So if you want to kind of go 51, 52, kind of change it up. So I always like to turn it so my last line is horizontal so that I'm kind of doing just the same thing over and over again. So I'm going to line up my stuff and I'm going to mark a little past where I did last time. Move it. I can still see my tiny little mark to get the right acute angle. And guys, don't expect to go as fast as me. It's totally fine if you're going slower, okay? I've been doing this stuff for a really long time, so I kind of expect to be a little bit faster. You guys don't measure angles all the time, so that's normal. I guess I don't either, but I've just been doing it a lot longer. Okay, you're just going to keep rotating and continuing on. All right, when you get to your last angle, I'm going to actually measure this last gap and then just divide it by 2. So I'm at about 102. Wow, perfect, actually. I kind of have been teetering between 51, 52, 51. So I'd say I'm about 102 or 103 here, which is kind of hard for you to see, but you can see I'm halfway in between 100 and 105. So I would be right around again, 51 or 52 would give me the perfect half of my last gap. My last big section that I need to divide. Okay, once you have all of your divided areas, you need to kind of put your finger in one, leave it there, and double check by counting all your spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You should have no more than 7 and no less than 7. Okay? Because you're not done. Worst case scenario, if you're really struggling, once one of your neighbors gets theirs outlined in marker, you can easily put yours over the top and kind of go over yours lightly in pencil because you can kind of see through the lines. So you can do a rough, quick version in pencil doing this, and then you can give it back and then get your ruler and then fix your pencil and go over it in your permanent marker. We are going to be making these lines in thick Sharpie though, so we will not be using these. Once you have your lines done and you've checked and you have 7ths and they're pretty even, you will be getting boo-boo paper to go under your paper, and you will be going over your lines in thick Sharpie.